Defensive positions! Now!
All this for a child you met yesterday.
Wanda, you are justifiably angry. You had to make terrible sacrifices.
I blew a hole through the head of the man I loved. And it meant nothing. Do not speak to me of sacrifice, Stephen Strange.
My name is Wanda. I am Vision's wife. For the sake of winning the final battle, I once chose to end the life of the man I loved with my own hands. But in the end, I was left with nothing. Now, my only wish is to be reunited with my 2 children. To make Stephen hand over the girl, I offered him a highly tempting deal.
If you give me what I want, I'll send you to a world where you can be with Christine.
The full might of Kamar-Taj stands against you.
But Stephen was not swayed. He still refused. Since words couldn't convince him, I had no choice but to break in by force. I unleashed powerful magic, trying to suppress everything with absolute strength. But Kamar-Taj's defense system was like an impenetrable fortress. Every attack was blocked, and I couldn't break through. Facing the stalemate, I immediately changed my strategy. I used mind control, accurately targeting a trainee's fear. Once fear took over, the student panicked and ran wild, completely disrupting the formation. A fatal flaw appeared in the defenses. I seized the moment and broke through the barrier. From that point on, there was no resistance. My attacks only grew stronger. This ancient sanctuary, built on centuries of faith and hope, collapsed under my overwhelming power. Seeing there was no chance of victory, Stephen ordered everyone to retreat back into the fortress. Wong was unwilling, but powerless to stop it. Still, I did not stop. Before long, this 1,000-year-old holy site was reduced to ruins by my assault. I walked calmly past the fallen sorcerers. Then I stopped in front of a building. Standing in my way was my former ally, Stephen.
You want the girl, you'll have to go through me.
Fine.
I quickly realized I had been drawn into the mirror dimension. The world around me began to spin violently, and Stephen disappeared. When everything stopped, I stepped forward and realized I was completely trapped. No matter which direction I moved, all I could see were reflections of myself. Suddenly, the mirror space began to shatter. Countless sharp fragments closed in around me, locking me in place. I activated chaos magic, but in this dimension, all energy was reflected back. Outside, the sorcerers believed they had successfully trapped me. They were even celebrating. What they didn't know was that I had already found a way to break free. Suddenly, all passages were sealed, and the remaining sorcerers disappeared one after another. Realizing something was wrong, Stephen ordered everyone to cover all reflective surfaces, but it was already too late. A terrifying hand suddenly stretched out from the center of a bronze mirror. As everyone froze in fear, a zombie-like version of me crawled out.
You gave all those lives just to keep me from my children.
You took those lives. You cannot be allowed to cross into the multiverse.
I'm not a monster, Stephen. I'm a mother.
I used magic and told Stephen about my suffering.
Every night. The same dream. And every morning. The same nightmare.
Once again, I urged him to hand over America. Stephen responded by summoning 8 dark dragons to stop and ordered Wong to take America and leave. But with a single move, I shattered all 8 dragons. I rose into the air, and before America's terrified eyes, slammed Stephen into a pillar. He was knocked unconscious. America panicked and was quickly captured by me. Wong immediately attacked with a magical gear, but I blocked it with one hand and sent him flying back. He hit the ground and lost consciousness. I pushed chaos magic to its limit and began forcibly extracting America's power. At that moment, Stephen woke up. He saw distorted timelines forming in her eyes. A star-shaped portal opened behind him. America was about to collapse. Ignoring my attacks, Stephen grabbed her and jumped into the portal, traveling across the multiverse and escaping my pursuit.